Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, the domestic goddess in the paddy wagon.
Well, we have a lot of fun stuff coming up for you today.
I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about. So, hey, it's a surprise to all of us.
So first we want to talk about where we're at real quick. We are actually in Anderson, California. So if you hear trucks and stuff going by, we're actually parked.
We're right on the fairgrounds.
Yeah, we're on the fairgrounds, and they're loading stuff in for the show this weekend. So there's trucks going by every once in a while. So sorry about that. But we are in the Shasta County
NorCal Boat Sport and would you shush? We're at the Shasta County NorCal
you shush.
NorCal Boat Sport and RV Show. Say that 5 times fast and we'll have some kind of non-prize for you.
Okay, so anyway, so that's what we're doing. So shall we get into this?
I don't know, shall we?
We shall.
Go.
All right, so we got a really great show. What we're going to be talking about tonight is the last sportsman show we were at over the weekend. We got tons of Bigfoot reports, so we're going to be sharing some of those with y'all.
People were nonstop in our booth.
Yeah, it was crazy days. So, but first I'm going to say hi to Renee and thank you for joining the coffee club. And Danny Staten from South Carolina.
Careful how you say that.
What? Staten?
Well, it almost sounded like Danny Satan. We did. I'm dead serious.
Sorry, Danny. She's not always here. Okay. But I do catch, if you want to catch Danny's shows, he goes out and looks for Squatch out there in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah, we need to get back there. So
I love South Carolina. I wish this was Anderson, South Carolina, not Anderson, California. But, you know, hey, we're approximately at the same spot, just across the country.
All right. So let's see. Hi, Patty. She's here. And Donna, of course. And Patty, Papa Craig. So, yay. All right. See, Danny said I said it right.
I know. It's just be careful. Make sure you actually put that T in there.
Well, I watch his shows. He says his name. I hear it.
I know that. Just be careful because sometimes you trip over things and they don't come out right. Much like the NorCal Boat Sport and RV Show.
Yeah, much like that. So that's where we're at.
Anyway.
So,
and we're definitely in California. What have I not complained about in the last week?
We got past the California border. They didn't
even have anyone there.
They didn't have any employees guarding the border like they usually do. So that's a plus.
No, what have I well, actually, let me turn that around. What have I complained about in the last few days? It's too flippin' hot in here.
I know. So anyway.
I would rather complain about it being too hot than it being too cold. So yay. And hey, Michelle, she is coming to see us tomorrow right here at our booth.
Hi, Michelle.
We're in the building with the blue roof. Just saying. That's where we are. Lassen Hall or something like that.
Yeah, it's the one they say that's hard to find. So. But okay, hi Cowboy. All right. Oh, Joe. Hey. So what we're going to be talking about tonight is we were set up. This is our setup at the last show we were at.
And thank you, Terry. Or no, not Terry. Yeah, Terry took this picture. Yes, thank you, Terry, for taking this picture.
Mm-hmm. So we got a lot of people, and trust me, this was a slow time right here. We had crowds the whole weekend at the Squatch booth, which was awesome. But we got some really great stories, so I want to get into them because we got quite a few of them. But of course, we're only like 4 minutes into the show. But here we go. The first one I want to talk about is a footprint. Now, this is a very interesting footprint. This fella actually come and told that what happens is people tell us their stories. I ask them to, email or text me the photos or stuff they have, or go on the website and input their encounters on the website
on our report form.
And probably about half the people do it. so this is only representative of a small part of the stories we heard this weekend. But so this one here, let's see if I can get this up. Yay, there we go. I need to get my laser pointer.
It is a good looking footprint.
Yeah, that is a good looking footprint. Now this gentleman found this footprint, which I'm going to get into some small details of it here shortly. But he found it right here at a place called Applegate Lake. He found this in August 2014, so it's older.
Hey, we were at Applegate Lake on Monday.
Yes, we were. Do you know why we were at? What's important about Applegate Lake in Southern California?
Southern Oregon.
Or Southern Oregon, Northern California. Actually, it's right on the freaking border. Is in Applegate Lake. This is Applegate Lake right here. But right above Applegate Lake is this little thing called the Bigfoot Trap. And if you've never heard of it, this is very interesting. They actually, thank you, Patty. They actually built a Bigfoot Trap. Remember what year it was? It was a long time ago.
Oh, it was 1974. So I was like 5 years old.
Yeah. So Hannah and I actually went down and checked out the trap. There's the trap there, and the trailhead is the Collins Mountain Trailhead. That's the trail. Nice little hike in there. Not horrible.
It wasn't horrible. I loved all the graffiti in there. For a good time, call Sassy Squatch.
Yeah.
And Bigfoot was here.
So.
And there was like abs of steel and buns of strength and all sorts of weird stuff written.
Yeah.
Because it's gone from being a Bigfoot trap to a tourist trap. But
back in the day in 74, they didn't even have a highway near there yet. They hadn't even put the highway through, and this was deep in the woods. Now it's not so deep in the woods, but they had this trap to trap Bigfoot. Anyway, we'll get into that later. We're actually going to do a whole video on that, and it's coming up as soon as I get some time to do some editing.
Daisy had a great time too.
Yeah. But let's get back into this guy's footprint. Now, this footprint here was 15 inches long.
It was probably a her or a youngin.
Could be. That's what's significant about this footprint. Unless Shaq was out there by Applegate Lake walking
barefoot.
There's always that possibility.
It looks a little curvy.
Yeah, and so it was almost 7 inches wide, or I'm guessing closer to 6 inches wide. So that's a really cool thing. But I'm going to do my colorization chart here. So to give you an idea, you can see right here in the center, if you can see my cursor going up and down, there is a hint of a mid-tarsal break right there. So that's a plus.
Renee says it might be a pregnant female.
There we go. And when we compare it to our animal chart, it is primate because there is no claw marks on the ends of these here.
And the toes are going down at a pretty nice little angle.
Yeah, and the toes are going down at an angle instead of straight across. There's that going for it. There is a slide on the side, so it did slide sideways. You can see this build up right here. So that's what caused these toes to get a little scrunchy. You can see the little ridges here. That's when the toes sliding sideways there. And oh yeah, I pointed that out on the last slide.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so and then there's this
He's
twist.
stealing his own thunder.
Yeah, I am. I'm ahead of myself. But anyway, and then there's this swirl pattern up here where the big toe came up and twisted. So that's all within Squatch parameters, where they step flat, bend the foot, come off the toes last, and then there was a twist off the big toe. So this is within the morphology of a Bigfoot foot, basically.
I love it when you say that, a Bigfoot foot. How many foots does Bigfoot foot?
The foots.
I've had too much coffee today, I think.
So there's that. So, but like I said, the most significant thing about this was the 15-inch length of it, which is really interesting to me. Now, I'm not saying that this is actually 15 inches, by the way. The gentleman didn't put anything down there for a reference, so I was just taking his word for it. But as far as that goes, I think this one is well within the realms of
Possibility. Donna wants to know if this footprint was produced in muddy ground. It looks like it might have been.
Yes, it is in slightly muddy ground. It was done in like it said, it was on the shore of Applegate Lake, so it's lake shore mud.
Would Bigfoot find any mud by Applegate Lake this year?
Probably not. We were at Applegate Lake. It's more like Applegate Mud Puddle right now.
There's nothing in there.
Nothing in there. So, all right, let's go on to the next thing.
What?
I don't know how that got in there.
You don't?
I don't know.
Bob is photobombing us.
Yeah, our Bigfoot is photobombing us with some kind of weird cup. I don't know.
I wonder if he drinks medium, dark, or light roast.
I don't know. So let's go on. The next thing is you're gonna love this. Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're gonna talk about Scheiße.
Yes, we are going to talk about the German word Scheiße. Yes.
Holy Scheiße.
Yeah.
I almost said it. If there are any children.
Yeah. Look at the size of that
Scheiße.
poo.
Scheiße pile.
It is.
That's a lot of poop. It is a lot. Oh, I'm getting a little sick. Okay.
Yeah, I wish he would have made an impression with it. So that does kind of look that way. Like I said, that was one I'm leaving to the.
It's within the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, we'll put it that way. Interesting, but not conclusive. That used to be my favorite saying. All right. But this here
is interesting.
It's just interesting. If you get a look at that, here's a side shot of it. That is one heaping, steaming big pile of poo.
Now, with that said, Renee says it looks like cow, and Papa says, is that pig poop?
Well, I can tell you it's not pig poop for sure, because I have shoveled one crap load of pig poo in my life. I grew up on a hog farm.
Now we got two people going with cow patty. Yeah,
it does kind of look cow patty-ish, but the problem is where it's at, there are no cows. If you look at that.
And it looks very tubular.
I don't know.
Renee's laughing at you. Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
So Renee knew. She's been on my hog farm when I was a kid.
Anyway, yeah. Describe where this was taken and tell them why there are no cows here.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Anyway, so here he was smart enough to lay dollar bills out. Now here's a hint. If you don't have anything to measure stuff with, a dollar bill or any American currency bill is exactly 6 inches long. So this gives a great reference. People put all sorts of stuff, but if you've got a dollar bill, that's the best thing to do because we know exactly how long that is. And I can take those dollar bills and put them sideways to give me an estimate. So this is about 1 foot long and about probably 6 or 7 inches wide.
That is 72 square inches of poop.
Of poop. Yeah. Now,
that's so gross.
I did ask this guy, did he grab a sample? He did not. and that is what I would have done actually. And I would have dug through it a little bit to see if what's in it. He said it is kind of like one long ribbon piled up, but it was soft, which is interesting. Cows come out in big old plops. But what's really got me is where it was at. It's near Union Creek, just outside of Crater Lake. This is not cow country. There is no cows there.
You keep talking. I'm looking up something.
So this is national forest, actually. They don't run cattle where he got this at.
There was another thought in there. I'm looking it up right now. What about wild boars? Because we are up here by Ukiah and...
No wild boars up here either. It's too high of an elevation. And there's nothing for them to eat. Boars stay down in Walnut and Acorn areas where they got a lot of those trees. Up here where Union Creek Campground is, I've been to Union Creek Campground 100 times. It is high elevation timber. And that's where it's at. So could be a rogue cow, could be an elk with diarrhea. There are elk there.
Lockbeard said it was his and he's sorry he didn't bury it.
Boy, what have you been eating?
Probably my jalapeno popper.
72 square inches of poo. So.
Oh my gosh, his finger looks very close.
I know. And he said it was one ribbon kind of piled up, so that's kind of interesting. But
what about bull elk?
It could be. Now that's the other possibility. It could be elk. I just mentioned it could be an elk.
Yeah, JD, I love Chipotle, and my poop never looks like that. Not that I go around looking at my poop, but anyway.
So anyway, it's interesting, but not conclusive.
Not conclusive. That's right. And Lockbeard has a great question. Did he look around for the hoof prints of the horse?
It could have. Horses do apples. They're little round apples. So
yes, if you've ever been in marching band, you know very well what horses do, because there ain't no marching band in the world that's not always put behind the horses in a parade.
Yep. Lockbeard says it's a great night at East Buffet. So there you go. So that's great.
Oh my gosh. All right.
So I never thought that being an anthropologist would get me into studying poo, but I love it. Hey, it's great. So is it time?
It is time to talk
before we go on, we got to
it is
pay some bills here real quick.
And by the way, thank you to everyone who's been supporting us through Buy Me a Coffee and
Patreon
and the YouTube Coffee Club,
all the stuff. Thank you very much.
Very much. But with all that in mind, friends, the world is becoming more unglued by the day. Dumpster fires on every news network. Local consequences are now showing up. We're seeing sky-high prices, higher food prices, shortages, and more dumpster fires. How should you respond? Go to our affiliate link below and secure long-term emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. Global chain. I can't even talk tonight. Cannot English. Global supply chains could break down very soon, so today is the day to act. My Patriot Supply is by far the largest preparedness company in America. They're in stock and shipping quickly in unmarked boxes to your door. Their emergency foods last up to 25 years in storage. When you need it, it will be there. These kits provide breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. Get free shipping on any order over $99. Click on our affiliate link below to prepare for tomorrow today.
There we go. Got that out of the way.
You know what? I knew it was something to be concerned about. Two things.
What?
When the Appalachian farmer gal started fussing about what her Meemaw said at the grocery store. Meemaw, who actually lived through the Depression as a child and started talking about it again. Yep. And when Canadian Prepper is losing his marbles. It's like between the two of them, it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
So moving right along.
Doogadoom, doogadoom.
Okay. So the next thing on our list is, oh, I don't know how that got in there.
Really?
I don't know.
It's Bob again. Bob, what is Bob doing when we're not looking?
I don't know.
He's like,
He's making friends.
He's photo ops with all sorts of people.
Huh. That's an interesting name for a dark roast, though, isn't it?
Anyway.
Anyway.
How is yours tonight, by the way?
It is really good. Yep.
Not this mug is not near big enough.
It is not. All right, so the next thing we got is another footprint. This one here is hard to see, actually, and I tried doing all the stuff to it, and it's just not that interesting.
It's a lot like the one we found by our campsite in Maine. It's old enough and dried out enough.
Yeah,
that
it's an older one, but it gives you an idea of what to look for when you're out there in the woods. I mean, not all footprints are fresh. Not all footprints are pristine. So you can find trackways if you just look hard enough. They're there. That's why, you know, when you're in the woods, you need to keep it. I got it. You need to keep your eyes on the ground. But this is one that they kind of scribbled on. They said the big toe is right here. Is my cursor not cursoring? What the hell? I'll give you a laser pointer. Boop.
Don't use that grown-up language in this room.
Boop. There we go. Right here. Big toe. And then the heel is down here. So I did some of my...
So where's the little toe going to be? Way over.
Way over here.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah,
see the arrow? Little toe, next toe, next toe.
I was trying to imagine a right foot, and I thought that doesn't work. And then I realized that there's a left foot.
Yes, Bigfoot has 2 feet. They they have 2 feet.
I was literally trying to figure out how is he walking with his foot completely upside down.
They're bipedal. No.
Okay. Well then.
So they marked where all the toes were on these little arrows, which I thought was kind of cool. But oh, that's how I get it back. That's interesting. That's cool. All right. So doing my little internet picture sleuthing, I know that if you hold your fingers up like this, like she's holding hers, that's roughly 6 inches. Roughly, from back in my carpenter days. Actually, I can do 8 if I do that. But so that being roughly 6 inches, this footprint is roughly 28 inches long.
There's one big mother of Bigfoot.
And like I said, that's kind of a guess, but that's a pretty good size footprint. That is
like the shack of Bigfoot.
Yeah, that is well within super Bigfoot parameters.
Well, like our friend in Oklahoma says that they were talking about earlier, he might be a Nephilim.
Yeah.
A giant.
A giant.
Actually, what's been really interesting to me is, you know, not that I didn't believe this, for lack of a better word, and especially with all the evidence that we've accrued over the years, but, you know, I am confident that Bigfoot exists. You know, that doesn't even, you know, ring a bell. I mean, it doesn't even surprise me. What really surprised me, though, was looking at our Bob. And because I think as humans, we don't have a paradigm of what 9-10 feet tall like, and what that means girth wise. And our model, our animatronic model, is actually, I mean, yeah, the head's a little wonky, but when you think about looking at something that humongous, go back to our very first picture. Yeah. I mean, you look at him and you stand there and you look up at him and you're thinking, holy cow, this is like 6 of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like, so I mean, we say, yeah, they're 7 to 10 feet tall. They got 15 to 24-inch footprints or bigger. And we say that so easily, but we really don't know just how big we're talking about.
Yeah, if you look at this picture here, this gentleman right here, he is
6'2".
He's 6'2". He's almost my height. I'm 6'3". So to give you that idea of this is only a 9-foot Bigfoot. So anyway,
Papa says that could have been a Sasquatch track, I think.
I'm pretty sure that one probably is an old Sasquatch track.
Old and dried out, but there we are.
But what is interesting is they did find other ones further up, partial prints, that just look like scrubs at this point. But once you find one track, everybody thinks that Bigfoot only has 1 foot for some reason. Or, you find a Bigfoot track, yay, but people don't think to follow a trail and might find better ones, so that's something to think about when you're out there Bigfooting. So, and this one is actually, this one, I forgot the location where this one was. I had it in my head.
It was somewhere in Oregon.
Yeah, it's around the Medford, Southern Oregon area.
Okay.
So we've got interesting stories.
Oh my goodness.
So the next one comes from Butte Falls. Oh, there he is, photobombing us again. What the heck? Anyway, so
okay.
So there you go, honey.
All right.
Read the story. Now, this is an interesting story. This gentleman did email me his story. We actually emailed back and forth and talked a little bit, and I would love to get there to see him and sit down and talk with him at some point.
Darn it, if we didn't have to get back to Baker for a month.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll get back to the questions later. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Yes. Don't get Squatch distracted.
I'm getting Squatch distracted.
Yes. All right. So this is the report that we got from this fellow, and it's funny because this fellow wasn't even at the event. His friend came to the event. Mm-hmm. We asked his friend kind of relayed part of the story. We said, please, here's our card. Have him email us or submit a report on the report form or whatever. And this is what we got almost immediately back in our email. Okay. So he says, I've lived in Butte Falls for 25 years and have always somewhat believed in Bigfoot. But it wasn't until 6 or 7 years ago that I accidentally walked into the middle of the craziest experience and situations that anyone could have. After a logging job on the property we were living on,
Did you get lost?
Well, no, I'm trying to put the words together into a sentence.
Oh.
Sometimes people they can speak, but typing it out, things get jumbled up. Mm-hmm. So after a logging job on the property that we were living on, it opened up. So they discovered a Bigfoot family living 100 yards behind us in something that looked like a sleeping area. We found beds that most would have never noticed, but they were, I guess you could say, tied in a way you could lay them down and fold them back out at night.
Interesting.
I know it's crazy. We would walk up there every few days, and eventually we got to a point where I would knock and tell them we were headed up, and after we came back down, they would either knock or vocalize to me that they were back. That went on for a few years. Then we moved not even a half a mile away as the crow flies, and within a couple of months, they found us and started making their appearance known again. The funny thing is, people asked, how did we know they were the same ones? The male, I'm thinking, the head guy, had a broken toe, and it made a very distinct print. It wasn't very hard to identify. There are so many stories and situations we've been through with them. Definitely have learned quite a few of the habits and patterns they live by. I've always wanted to write about it, but I've never been very good at those things. It'd be fun to get some of this stuff out. They do exist. I believe there are more out there that people would want to believe. And if you don't think I'm nuts by now, I'd still love to chat.
There we go. So we're going to go back and chat with him, actually. So he's got a habituation site, basically.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that, Mr. tool using but not tool making. Bed
What?
mats they can fold up and take out.
That's probably the first time I've heard of that.
Mhm.
Actually, I've heard of nests.
Mhm.
You know,
We've seen nests.
yeah, we've seen nests. We've had Shane Corson talk about the Olympic Project nests on the show before, but um, a fold-up bed, that'd be great to find or see. Um, that'd be kind of cool. That's why I want to go back and spend some time with this gentleman and talk to him.
This is the second habituation story we've gotten since we've been on this tour of shows.
It is.
The first one, of course, was Yvonne up in Eugene with the little girls braiding each other's hair and the gift giving back and forth.
Yep. So there's that.
Let's talk about what Dennis said about the that Crater Lake area with the poop.
Oh, hold on. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, okay.
We got a couple more things I want to talk about. So the reports we got are actually in this area here. To give you an idea, this is quite a spread. That's probably what, a couple 100 miles, I guess, maybe. But this is the Siskiyou National Forest. If you're not familiar with it, at this end of the forest is beautiful Crater Lake. It's a lake in the bowl of volcano.
The Ring of Fire, basically.
Yeah, it's like the crater at the top of the volcano is actually full of water. So that it is absolutely gorgeous. But we get a lot of reports from the Crater Lake area. In fact, we found some twisted trees there a few years ago, big ones. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And there's that area. Then in the middle, about the center of this thing, is that Bigfoot Trap. There's a reason they put that Bigfoot Trap there.
They surmised at the time that was a migration pattern area.
Yeah, that was a major area.
I'm thinking that if Bigfoot is as intelligent as we think Bigfoot is, you would look at that trap and go, idiots.
Yeah, but anyway, it was a nice try. And the southern end of this is a place called Bluff Creek, if you ever heard of that.
Where are we going on Tuesday?
So this whole...
He's ignoring me.
There's this whole area that I circled here that we got the reports from. And to give you an idea of just some of the reports we got, these are where we got the reports from.
So actually, that Bigfoot trap is really placed well.
Yeah, it is.
I have a question. If you go north from Crater Lake, don't you get into that? You get right into
what, the Ochocos?
The bend and then up into the Blue Mountains.
Then into the Blue Mountains. Yep.
Exactly. So it's like this. It really is quite probably a migration pattern, you know.
Yeah. So down at the southern end, down here, where Bluff Creek is,
where are we going Tuesday?
You go clear up here. You go clear up to the top of it, and then of course that goes into Bend and the Ochocos. There is a valley they got to cross, but then you're into the Ochoco Mountains, which go into the Blue Mountains, which go into the Rockies. So it's the only corridor in the United States that connects the Rockies to the coastal Cascade Mountain Range. In case you didn't know that.
Geography.
Geography. So, where are we going?
Where are we going Tuesday?
Where are we going Tuesday? I don't know. I think we're going to a little town in California here.
Called Willow Creek.
Called Willow Creek.
Which is where Bluff Creek is.
Yeah.
Gonna go pay tribute to Patty.
We are. We are. We're gonna go hang out in the home of
Patty,
the Patterson-Gimlin film area.
Yep.
We're going to spend a couple days there. That's going to be fun.
And he said, hey, it's like Mecca. We're going to Bigfoot Mecca. And I said, right along with Falk, Arkansas. So he can now die a happy man. He's been to both places.
Yeah, we've been to Falk, and now we've been to Bluff. Now we're going to go to Bluff Creek. So I've got the 2 Bigfoot mechas checked off my list. So, anywho, so let's get
The
into
only
some
one we
questions,
haven't been-
folks.
Okay.
What? Go ahead.
Well, this summer it'll be Nacogdoches, Texas.
Yeah, Nacogdoches. I need to go find the Sabine thing too. That's the other one.
Yeah.
I want to go get.
All right. So we are scrolling through comments. While you do that, do we have another ad we need to play?
Another ad.
Yes. Do we have one?
Oh, we got the ads.
Well, play one while you're looking for your stuff.
So while we're looking at this, get your questions ready.
Yes. Do that one. Ooh,
Have
I've
you
got-
checked out our website? If you haven't, you are missing so much. There are so many things that you can be part of on our website. And Scott's going to tell you about the first one. What's the first thing they can do on our website?
Well, you can support us by just buying our merch.
Yes, see? This is some awesome merch.
Yeah.
Okay. You can buy our merch, but if you aren't planning on spending any money today, we know you are tomorrow, but you can also subscribe to our email newsletter. We send out a newsletter once a week to alert you of the upcoming show and to give you a link to shows you may have missed. And every now and again, we'll throw in some interesting and beneficial information that you can take advantage of, whether that's a product or an event coming up. And speaking of events, we have a brand new thing on our website. What is it?
We have a calendar.
We have a calendar. Oh my gosh. Now it is still in development, so you might not see everything on there, or you might see more things on there in a few days than you saw today, but we do have a calendar. You can click on our calendar and get real-time information about where we're going to be in any given month.
Yeah, so keep an eye on the calendar so you can see where we're going to be at Bigfoot festivals, other festivals.
Links to our live shows.
And we're also going to be doing, our normal town hall meetings when we go places. So if you want to be a part of that, just watch for us coming to a neighborhood near you.
And that is all on squatchamerica.com.
I made a brilliant observation.
What's that?
I mean, my haircut again.
Oh, geez. Anyway.
I look like a freaking hedgehog at this point.
Ah,
By the way, if you did not open, I was late on the newsletter this week just because this week went kind of crazy with traveling and actually being out there hiking around. So if you did not open the newsletter you got yesterday, you've missed out on the announcement. And if you haven't, if you're like me, you probably say, yeah, it's just from them, and you click and delete, right? We have a new t-shirt up. There's a new t-shirt on our website. And honestly, it's not one that you see, because I think this is your design, right?
Mhm.
Yep. He designed it himself. So go check out our new t-shirt. It's a lot of fun.
okay. So there's that. Anyway. So let's get into some questions. Did you see any that
I did. Dennis Cooper had a statement.
this one here?
Yes. About free range cattle in that area.
Okay, he said
They do have free range cattle in the area. I've seen plenty in the area while elk and deer hunting. A ranch off Ginkgo Road uses Union Creek and Castle Creek areas for cattle.
see, something I didn't know.
But do they poop like that?
Depends on what they're eating. I don't know.
Here's a question for all the ranchers. Do free range cattle have different poop than grain fed lot cattle?
I think they do, but so let's take a look at that again. I don't know. I've seen a lot of cow pies in my day too.
I've stepped in a lot of cow pies in my day.
That could be a cow pie. Now that I look at it.
There's one heck of a cow pie.
I think it does depend on what they're eating. It could change the consistency and color, as they say.
Renee says she's seen non-pie cow poop. Non-pie. Cow poop not in pie form.
Okay, all right. So, I think the consensus is
That's cow poop.
cow poop.
That's a whole big old cow poop, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Papa says they're eating green grass rather than feed. That's gonna look well. Earlier today, Michelle said someone's been eating their fiber.
Yeah, that's true.
So I know what Daisy poops look like when she's got more fiber in her system versus when she doesn't. So.
Right, and it is Bigfoot poop's been known to be more like human, like a sausage-like consistency. Long.
No.
I know.
Let's move on. I'm all pooped out on that. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
All right. Any questions? Anything from the peanut gallery? Because we are 40 minutes in, 41, almost 42 minutes in, and at this point we got nothing except maybe more information about that photo bomber.
Yeah. You want to talk about the photo bomber?
Well, so everyone, okay, one of our favorite things to do is
Drink coffee.
Besides drinking coffee, one of the favorite one of our favorite parts about what we do is the amazing amount of awesome people that we get to meet. And at the last event in Medford, we actually had these people seek us out. I don't think we even set up yet. I don't remember. They came to the booth, or they came to our camper, or
what's that?
These people, Kim and Paul.
Oh, they came to the booth.
Okay, gotcha. But it was before we had set up. I mean, it was ahead of the event time. Mm-hmm. They are a new coffee supplier, a new coffee company in Medford, Oregon, and they came bearing gifts and good wishes and long story short, they didn't have a dark roast name, so we said, well, we've been trying to find a coffee supplier to have our own brand of coffee, and they didn't have a dark roast. We said, well, we love dark roast. That's our roast of choice. And so their dark roast that they didn't have a name for became Squatch America. And we will not, at this show, we will not be selling the coffee. They are literally a brand new startup. Their website isn't even quite up yet, but we did get a sample of the medium roast, which was, and we're not big medium roast lovers. It's like what we drink if that's all we can get. But it was really, really good, smooth and nutty and wonderful. And but they just came out with this artwork today. So this is like a partnership of goodwill. They're going to promote us and we're going to promote them. And at some point when their website is up and they will be selling coffee in person at events. Not mochas and things, but actual bags of coffee. They are a coffee company
supplier.
Yeah, they are not a coffee cart. But they will also have it available for order online. And as soon as that link goes live, we will be shooting that out, and we will be starting to buy our coffee from them. And we hope you will too. At some point, when we can make it work, we will purchase a supply of it to have with us at these events so that we can just sell it direct. But right now we aren't doing that. This really is just a friendly cross promotion. And they do have these awesome t-shirts. I love their tagline. Not all who wander are lost. They're just looking for great coffee. How many cities have we trekked through looking for something that wasn't Dutch Bros? Or Dunkin'.
No, Dunkin'.
Did I say that out loud?
Sorry, Dale. Dale's not there.
No, he went to work. So, Michelle, do they have a store in Medford?
They're going to be an online thing, so they are actually from Medford though. But they have
they're going to be primarily online and going to events, having like a booth at events. Rather than a storefront. But wouldn't it be awesome if we exploded their business so much that they could open a storefront? Or, or have a coffee cart, or, so I am wanting to work on exploding their business.
Yeah, I am too, especially because their dark roast is called Squatch America. Just saying.
Hey. So, Donna, have we been? I love these shirts too, and they do have shirts for sale. That will be on their website. You can get your own Bigfoot Coffee Company.
So,
T-shirt.
have you been able to explore? Donna said. We did get to go out and hike and go to the
Bigfoot
Trap. We did get to do that last week. It's been kind of crazy because we've been doing these sportsman shows, and they're like 100 miles apart from each other, or this one's like almost 200 miles from the last one. But anyway, and they're like weekend after weekend after weekend. So we've been like going crazy.
And the 1 week we didn't have a show, we were with my mom.
Yeah. So there's that. But we did get to do that. We are, as soon as this is over, this show this weekend here in Anderson, California, if you're close enough, come on
Michelle
down.
is coming tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Yes, we get to meet Michelle tomorrow. That'll be awesome. And but anyway, we're going to be, after this, we are going to go spend 2-3 days in Willow Creek, exploring Bigfoot Mecca. And
not just the museum, although we're hoping the museum's actually closed and it's really hard to get a hold of anyone.
Yeah. But we are going to, then after that, we are headed up for a little bit of time in Florence, Oregon, off the coast. But we are setting up a Bigfoot Town Hall meeting in Goose Bay. Goose Bay.
Coos Bay.
Goose Bay, Oregon. And we're going to get a bunch of reports from that. And then after that, we are actually taking a group of Boy Scouts
from Eugene.
Yeah, out into the woods, Bigfooting. And I thought that would be an interesting, I know they did an experiment like this on finding Bigfoot where they had a bunch of kids in the woods. And we're going to be doing basically the same thing. We're going to go out and we're going to have a bunch of kids in the woods, basically use them for bait and see what happens. So that sounds fun.
I need more coffee.
And then I hope we can get over to that blah blah blah. What am I talking about? That habitation area that Yvonne that they get not Yvonne,
Butte Falls.
Butte Falls. We haven't got permission to give out names and stuff like that, so we're not doing that. But over in the Butte Falls area, which is a big area, right smack dab in the middle of Squatch Central.
Papa Craig says, be sure and have the Boy Scouts build a bunch of structures.
Okay.
Actually, I would love they can't do this like for credit towards their Eagle Scout, but each troop can create their own activity badge. They can wear it on their vests. They just can't wear it on their sashes or whatever. And I would love to design a Bigfoot, like a squatching merit badge.
Yeah.
I think it would be brilliant for all the scouting troops, because it teaches you aren't just, you're learning anthropology and physiology and bushcrafting, survive, all the things. It teaches so much other than Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
No, Papa Craig said make sure to have the Boy Scouts build a bunch of structures because they're going to get blamed for it anyway. So agreed. But what county was that? Were we in Roseburg? Was it Roseburg or Medford that the Boy Scouts have their
that was Medford. It was the Crater Lake Council.
Yeah, Crater Lake Council Boy Scouts actually has a Bigfoot on their troop patch.
Or their area patch or whatever.
Yeah.
The Crater Lake Council patch.
Yeah, it does have a Bigfoot on it because they're in
the middle of
Bigfoot world.
Yep, right there.
Right there. So yeah, because we did we were in Medford. We spent a week in Grants Pass. We did get down to Cave Junction and see
we saw Terry, yes.
That was the thing. And then we're down here somewhere on the bottom, way below this. But we're going to be headed back up to this area.
We have to go on a very, very. Are we going to be near Happy Camp?
Yeah, we are.
Ooh, we got so many things we could check out in that area. Holy cow!
Happy Camp was a word I heard
Over
and over last weekend, and hopefully we'll get some this weekend too, because we got this weekend. We'll have people coming and giving us stories down here in the where are we? Anderson, California. What's the other big town right here?
Redding.
Yeah, in the Redding Anderson area, which is only what 100 miles. 100 miles from here is actually Willow Creek, so we're in the Bigfoot area. So,
yep.
Any more questions?
Yep.
Big trucks drive by behind us. You probably heard that. Okay.
Yep. Well, we got 8 minutes, so now is the time. Say it now or forever hold your peace. Or at least until next week.
Until next week. Ooh, we can be doing a show from
No.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah,
We're leaving on Thursday.
Oh, we might have to put off a day. Add a day.
We could.
We could.
I don't mind. It's
We might
beautiful country.
We might do our.
We are going to be camped right on the banks of China Creek.
Yep. China Creek.
That was the creek bed, wasn't it?
Pretty close.
Or was it Willow Creek?
It was Willow Creek, but China Flats is another huge Bigfoot area, by the way. So, we might just put our trip one more day. We could do that. Oh, how'd you like this? Do the show live from
Willow Creek.
Willow Creek next week. Okay, we can do that.
Maybe we could do it outside.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Fun.
So, any other questions? Come on, folks.
Maybe you should have a form for people to fill out at your booth, so those who aren't going to online to go online, fill out their reports. We do have a form to sign up for our newsletter.
Yeah,
but
maybe we should have a report form.
We could. Here,
actually,
I have one problem with that.
Yeah.
Just inputting names and emails from some of these people is almost impossible, because have you tried to read other people's writing?
Yeah.
But it's not a bad idea.
All right.
So Donna says yes, she's down with that show from Willow Creek.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Maybe we'll stay an extra day.
Yep.
And Galen says it's warmed up in Baker, so he's going to be looking for Bigfoot. That's great.
Thank you, Galen.
Someone from Baker posted a picture from her preschool yesterday of the kids playing in the snow. And I told her that stuff better be gone by the time we get back.
Yeah.
I am done with that. Yeah, yes, Renee, I could be missing out on some good stories. I would rather have someone talk to me and I would take the notes myself.
People do give us stories. I mean, we hear the stories. I mean, we just don't always
get them down.
I think I could. And I thought about doing this the other day. It was actually just kind of.
You have a voice recorder on your phone.
I have a voice recorder. I can just record the stories, which I might start doing. Yeah, or record them. I'm going to do that.
All right. So start remembering to do that.
Yeah, I will. So, yeah, I can just wear a wire. Get the stories. That's it.
We need a sign at the booth. You are being recorded.
You are being recorded. Yeah. So we can do that.
All right. Well, let's see. We've reminded you to stock up on emergency food. We have reminded you that we have new t-shirts on our website. And I think they're actually, at least for the unisex t-shirts, there are more color options. Let's see. We have thanked our Patreons and our Coffee Club members and our Buy Me a Coffees.
Thank you again.
Yes. I think that's it right now. If you are interested, I'll just say it like this. If you are interested in shopping in a way that goes around supply chain issues and also strictly promotes U.S. interests, U.S. businesses and interests. There is a link down below. When you click on the link, you will get a form to book an appointment on my calendar, and I'll tell you all about it.
There you go.
Ladies, if you're going through that time of change in life, I got a product for you.
There we go. Ooh. There's a question.
What? Do female Bigfoot go through menopause?
Yeah. There we go.
Do a lot of people show up at the booth?
Donna, okay. Yes, thousands actually over the weekend. I am.
We are so exhausted by the time we're done with these.
Yeah, come
We are
Sunday night after we tear down the booth on Sunday nights and get it packed up, we were dead on Monday because there's thousands. I mean, literally thousands of people. I think the last show had an attendance, I think, was over almost 15,000 people showed up to the show, and like most of them come to our booth over the 3 days, 15,000 people. So that's like 5,000 people a day that come through there. Yeah, we get a lot. But the thing is really interesting to me is we get the few people who will just walk right up and tell me their Bigfoot story, and which is great. But a lot of times we'll get the guy who will walk by the booth and kind of look at me out of the side of his eye and then wait until there's nobody around for a few seconds, or pull me aside and then fill me out a little bit, ask me if what I think about Bigfoot and all that stuff, to kind of make sure he's not talking to somebody that's going to put him down, I think. But but then he'll tell me a story, and those are the ones that I'm really interested in. Those are the people who I really care about a lot. Well, I care about everybody's stories, but those are the ones that have a little more legitimacy to me because of their hair standing up on their arm. Oh, yeah, and we did meet a new guy this weekend. He's like the Medford version of me,
He's the Medford Bigfoot guy. Gregory Roberts.
Yeah, so I did get to meet him this weekend.
He has a big booming radio announcer.
Yes, he does. We're going to get him on the
He's a big booming radio announcer. Go figure.
Yeah, so we're going to actually get him on the show. He's got some really great stories too.
I love it. I say the word menopause. We got a whole other conversation going on here. Squatchapause. I love it.
Squatchapause. Yeah. There we go.
And yes, I know they are. I mean, monkeys go through it. Primates have their own reproductive cycle. I wonder if Bigfoot females in menopause are as unstable and holy terrors as women going through it. I was having a conversation about that with a friend the other day. No one warned us.
So Lockbeard said there's if
Peter Kane's video about a Bigfoot female having her period is real, then yes, Bigfoot have menopause. Wow. Dangerous females, let me tell you what.
Yeah. So Papa Craig said,
then their hot flashes start
fires.
Mine could. That's the thing. Mine could. Well, guess what, honey? We are 30 seconds off.
Oh, wow. Crazy times.
And hey, Dora, nice to see you. All right. Well, as always, thank you so much for watching and for being part of our crazy and zany community. We did talk to a lot of people who were excited to know that there was a community that takes Bigfoot seriously, but not themselves seriously. Because that's how I describe us. We take Bigfoot very seriously. We do not take ourselves seriously. So our Facebook group is growing. If you have ideas on what we could do in our Facebook group besides chat with each other, please shoot them my way. I'm apparently the social media goddess.
You are.
So we want to develop that private Facebook group into something that is more than just a hangout. So let me know what you want to see there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Share the heck out of this because we are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithms. And of course, our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So you keep watching and we'll keep squatching.
So Go out and find Bigfoot.
But we're squatching.
What?
See you next week, guys.
Bye.